With the new update from Sony, you no longer need to buy an additional monitor for your camera. Stay with me in the video as I tell you about the problems and benefits of this update. A few months ago, Sony released an update for the firmware of its cameras, which flagship models like the FX3, FX30 and Alpha 7 Ivor received. Most cameras like the Alpha 6400 and Alpha 7 III have not yet received this update. Sony claims that they are gradually testing and rolling these out on the cameras, and if they find that it works on the 6400, they will release it for that as well. However, there is a policy in place for the cameras, and it is not possible because if they can test it in one day, even if this software works on the 6400 cameras, Sony will not do this so that you go buy a more expensive camera. However, in my opinion, firmware updates are not always good, like the updates from Apple, which sometimes cause phones to experience issues, bugs, and app crashes. If you have an Alpha 7 IV or any other flagship Sony camera, definitely test these software updates, because if you update the firmware, you cannot revert to the previous version, and that is a problem, and no one can fix it for you. Well, the attractive feature that this firmware and its update provide is that Sony has developed software called Creator, which means content creator, specifically for those who own a Sony camera. By installing this application on your phone, you can easily connect with the new firmware update and monitor your image on your phone with minimal delay. An exciting feature of this firmware is that you can focus wirelessly by simply touching your phone, just like with expensive Godox monitors. This is a very appealing capability, and you can have histograms and color charts on your phone along with many other cool features. However, this is good for those who have two phones, and for this purpose you definitely need to have a phone with a very good display so that you can see the image well even in sunlight, and buying such a phone requires a good budget. My suggestion is that if you buy a monitor, it's better because you won't need to update the firmware and worry that your camera might malfunction with the new update, or that your phone's display might bother you in sunlight and you might not be able to have that good quality. However, to gain new experiences and stay updated, definitely do this because it provides you with a lot of experiences. Also, you can find tutorials on how to set up this firmware and application on YouTube. I'm here just to review and inform you so that you make the right decision, so do your research.